What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. And what a perfect day to have our guest in the building. Coming off of last night's debate between Vice President Kamala Harris, former President Donald Trump. I hate to say former president, but it is what it is.
Celebrity death match.
Yeah, right. But we got our girl in the building, man. Former Georgia State Representative Erica Thomas is here.
E.T.
All right. You always break it down in layman's terms what's going on in politics, and we appreciate that from you. So let's start with last night, man. What did we learn last night about Kamala?
Well, I think we learned a lot, and I think that it was very important for her to show her strengths, for her to show her plans, for her to show her stance on policy. Yeah. A lot of people didn't know, a lot of the things that she was saying last night, a lot of people didn't know previously. And I feel like she stood strong. She didn't get rattled. And that's what we need in a president. And I think that she stayed on the positive note, and she really was about not being divisive and bringing us together and not dividing us, which I believe the other side was trying to do last night and have been trying to do their whole campaign.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like two polar opposites standing on that stage. And one thing we did notice is that a lot of people had things to say about the moderators, right? Did you think the moderators were a bit biased?
I didn't think the moderators were biased, but I didn't like the way that they conducted the debate. I feel like if the rules of the debate, which were agreed upon weeks before the debate started, was to mute the mics.
Yes.
The mics were not muted. I also believe that not even just to be the mics muted, when you're going to the next question, go to the next question. If Trump had something to say and it wasn't his turn, they turned the mic back on.
They turned it back on.
Yes. And if you look at a lot of these legal analysts, they even say that Trump had at least 10 more minutes of talk time than our vice president. And so it really wasn't.
Not that it helped him.
No, it didn't help him at all. And I think that her campaign did want him to keep talking, because the more that he talked, we saw what we got. Cats getting ate up by neighbors and all types of stuff just coming. I felt like he seemed like he was an angry, old, drunk man.
I noticed
he
that
looked
too.
very old last night.
It was like he had to have the last word. Like they could have started the first question with him. She gave her response, and then he always would have to speak after her.
He had to, even if it was nonsense.
And repeat himself often on things that wasn't asked.
Yeah, and I really like to see, and a lot of people saying that she baited him and he was rattled, but I really like to see how easy it was to get him off of his game. I'm sure the people that debate prepped him were very upset when he started talking about the cats thing. I'm sure that the Haitian community is very upset, you know, and I liked that David, one of the moderators, did correct him.
Come on now.
It is incorrect. We talked with the city manager. There were no police reports of anyone eating cats and dogs. And for you to be a former president, to get on a stage and think that the people have time to be talking about stuff like that. We're up at night at 10:30 at night trying to listen to a debate. We want to talk about the issues. We don't want to talk about your crowd sizes and how you feel about, you think that Joe Biden now hates Kamala Trump. I mean, Kamala is Trump. You're Trump. Do you think we believe you? Oh, so you got a hotline to the president.
You're right.
And the president told you that he hates Kamala.
No.
I mean, it was just a lot of, I hate to say what my grandma used to say, riff-a-raff.
Yeah, for
It was
sure.
a lot of riff-a-raff coming from him. From Kamala's stance, she talked about her plans. She talked about new families getting $6,000 in that
new
first year. New homeowners getting $25,000 for new homeowners. And that is huge right now.
For sure.
People are really trying to think about their futures, thinking about their American dreams. Not everybody, like she said, was giving millions of dollars and said, hey, use this business, start this business. And I do like how she went back. And talked about how he had a lady that was African American that he didn't even want to live in his apartment building, and how talked about the Central Park 5 and went and put an ad out in the paper for him. And he even double backed on it. They pled guilty, so since they pled guilty, I said I might as well put an ad out. Who does that?
They said they was guilty, and then they wasn't guilty, and then we didn't know. We're like, we know. With the whole, we all know.
So let's talk about some of the issues you were talking about, issues versus him just making stuff up. For the people that don't understand how tariffs work, there was a lot of conversation about imposing tariffs and removing tariffs. Can you break that down?
So a lot of people don't know what tariffs is, but tariffs is just a tax on another country. So, for example, we get a lot of goods from China. Okay, people don't know a lot of your appliances that are in your house right now are from China. From your refrigerator to your vacuum cleaner are made from China. And so when you talk about putting a 20% or even a 60% tariff on a country, saying that their imported goods are going to be tariffed, you think about it like this. It's not going to be the country that says, oh, okay, we're just going to allow you to still have the same prices even though we're getting taxed more. No, what's going to happen is those taxes are going to be applied to our goods, and that is going to make our goods go from maybe a refrigerator going from $1,000 to $3,000, right. Or Shein being obliterated.
I don't. No, it's not. No, we need our Shein, and I think that's what people don't understand. Trump was actually telling on himself on that stage because they did say the prices would go up for the average person, and he said no. But if you're saying you're going to put these tariffs in place and raise them, then obviously prices are going up for us. So you told on yourself. Yeah. Now, a lot of people are talking about debate number 2. I know last night just happened, and we're still, excited about that. But do you think that there could possibly be a second debate? And should Kamala even want to do a second debate with him?
Well, there were talks that they were trying to get that together before they went on stage last night, trying to get him to commit to a second debate. To be honest, I think that she, our vice president, would say yes to another debate. I think she did substantially well. I mean, if I was her, I would want to get on stage again so that I can show the people this is me and this is him. You know what I mean? Pick wisely. And I think last night, a lot of independents were swayed. A lot of people that maybe have been on the fence were swayed. And that is a good thing for her. I also believe that on his side, a lot of people were angry. They wanted more from Trump. They wanted to see the Trump that they saw in the first debate against Joe Biden. And I think that he forgot last night that he was running against our vice president. He thought that he was still running against Joe Biden because he kept commenting on Joe Biden.
Numerous times.
She had to keep reminding him,
hello.
You're running against me, not Joe.
And I think that we will see another debate. I think that it's good for both campaigns either way. I think that let's look at it like this. Trump should agree to another debate, because maybe he needs to come back and say, wait a minute, I didn't do too good on this one.
He did not.
But, and he admitted that he didn't do too good. Let me tell you how he admitted that he didn't do too good. He admitted that he didn't do too good by saying that it was 3-on-1, and that there was 3-on-1. Anybody that's losing is going to say they got game.
When somebody they be like, well, they jumped me.
They jumped me.
No.
You come in with a black eye bruise, you got jumped. You know what I mean? You're not coming to tell nobody, it was 1-on-1 fight.
Right.
So I believe that they admitted that. The fact that he was in the spin room right after they're trying to answer questions and shuffle and talk to people, and Vice President Harris was with the people, talking to her people, and really just at a victory party.
She looked happy. She was celebrating.
No doubt.
But I don't want us to celebrate too early. You know what I mean? We still got to get out there and vote, register to vote. There's a lot of people that were putting their input in, but they're not even registered to vote.
For sure.
And you can still do that, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there and register to vote right now if you're not registered.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to get out there and vote. That's the biggest thing. Like you said, we can talk all day. We can watch debates. We can be upset about a lot of things. But if we don't get out there, put the pen to the paper and vote, then who are we? What country will we be living in? You can't say I'm mad about this or I'm mad about that if you're not getting out and voting.
Listen, if they do have that second debate like everybody's talking about, we got to have you back to have this conversation again.
Yes, and the vice president debate. Now, we know that we do have a vice president debate.
We done forgot about that.
Right. Yes,
Right.
We do have a vice president debate coming up. It is scheduled, so I'm very excited to see that. I don't know if you watched after the debate, but we did have Tim Walz. They did have Tim Walz talking on some channels, and they also had JD Vance talking. And so I really like seeing Tim Walz. He was really excited about his presidential candidate.
The worst vice presidential pick ever. That's what Donald Trump called it.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. But he was really solid. JD Vance sounded really upset and angry, and really couldn't really talk about anything about plans. Now, one thing that JD Vance did did say that I thought was funny is that he did say that she kept talking about her plans. She kept talking about her plans like it was a bad thing.
Right. That's what
y'all was supposed to be talking about, too.
And all that we heard out of President Trump was, oh, I didn't have a plan. I don't have a plan, but I do have a concept of a plan.
Right, he did say that.
They said, look, you was in there for 8 years. You still don't got nothing for the Affordable Care Act? Nothing?
Right.
Like, come with something, but it does seem like they're just dismantled over there because also Trump and JD Vance are not even on the same page. Nope. There were things that JD Vance has been saying in recent weeks that Trump was asked about last night, and what did he say? I never said that.
Oh, he said, did he say that? Oh, maybe he was using my words, or maybe he was putting words in my mouth, but he can put words in my mouth, but he shouldn't put words in my mouth.
I was like, what? He doesn't even know.
Oh, and
He's
Trump also kept saying.
He debated himself.
He was debating himself. Even when David, the moderator, said that you said that you lost the election by a whisker. Remember, you've always been saying that you won, and you said you lost by a whisker. Did I say that? He said, did I say that?
Right.
Did I say that? Like, where are we?
He's outrageous, man. He's outrageous.
We're in the twilight zone, so I am looking forward to the new debate.
When is
Hopefully
the vice
it does come. The vice
one?
president debate is coming up. I believe that it may be next month. I'm not sure, but I'm ready for that.
Okay.
I am ready.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got to have you back when they do have the vice presidential debate, October 1st, New York.
October 1st in New York. We looked it up. I'm David today. We looked it up, and we see that you're absolutely telling the truth.
That's right.
Thank you. It is October 1st, the vice presidential
live
debate.
fact checking going down. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I'm pulling that out. They ate with that. I ain't gonna lie.
We appreciate you. We can't wait to have you back on. Former Georgia State Representative Erica Thomas here. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
This is good stuff. We'll keep it up.
We are the Morning Hustle.